just wrapped up week 2 in the NFL. There were some breakout performances, some injuries. So fantasy managers, if you're looking to make some pickups here for week 3, here are my top 5 waiver wire targets. Starting with number 5, we got the Atlanta Falcons defense. Now, it's going to be a long season for this Falcons team, but their defense, they're not half bad. They came out of week 2 as the 4th-ranked defense in fantasy football. They gave up 31 points to the Rams, but they put up 16 fantasy points against the reigning Super Bowl champs. 2 interceptions, a fumble recovery, a sack, and a block punt return for a TD. Now listen, they take on the Seahawks this week, so I like this matchup. I think they are a good pick. Now, number 4, we got Logan Thomas. Now, if you didn't listen to me last week, if you didn't pick up Jahan Dotson, there's still time. You need to pick him up. He's going to be a huge weapon in this offense. He had another touchdown. But this guy right here, Logan Thomas, if you need a tight end, he is good. Listen, he had a great year in 2020, averaging 11 points per game, missed most of 2021, but he's back as possibly a starting tight end in a good amount of leagues. He had 11 targets over the Commanders' first 2 games of the season and a TD in week 2. So I think he is a good addition to your roster. Now we have Raheem Mostert if you need a running back here. Now, we thought Chase Edmonds, he was going to be that main guy in the backfield, but after this game this weekend, were we wrong here? Raheem got a lot of targets here. He outsnapped Edmonds 14-6 in the Dolphins win over the Ravens, had 51 yards on 11 carries and 28 yards on 3 catches. Now, remember, he and Mike McDaniel, they have a history with the 49ers here when he was the OC with the 49ers. So these two have a history, and I think he's going to see a lot more action as the games continue here this season. Number 2, Garrett Wilson. This guy was the 2nd wide receiver taken in this past year's draft from JP's alma mater, Ohio State, and the way he has performed, he is going to get a lot of targets this season. You guys, 22 targets in 2 weeks, caught 8 of his 14 targets on Sunday in the Jets win, with 2 of them being touchdowns. Now, when you know you're seeing all this action, you know you're going to be heavily involved in this offense. He is a good pick, regardless of if it's Zach Wilson or Joe Flacco under center. And finally, I think this is obvious here, Jimmy G, Trey Lance, he is going to be out for the rest of the season. This guy steps up. I know he didn't start the beginning of the season for a reason here, but listen, he took him to a Super Bowl. He has had success with this team. Now, it's a run-first offense, but having Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, those are going to help. I think he's a must pick up if you're really needing a quarterback to add to your roster. And these are my top waiver wire targets for week 3.